The concept of readability and navigation are particularly important today, yet can be difficult to support. Though large desktop screens usually are quite readable, readability with small devices is often a serious problem. Large desktop screens also have a lot of space for clues about navigating through various screens of an application. The small screens on mobile devices often require that the navigation tools be hidden or partially hidden. So text should be readable on its type, size, and color. There are two primary considerations when designing text to be displayed: the age of your target population and the devices that will be used. Older populations normally require large fonts with clear distinctions from the background. Smaller mobile devices limit the amount of text that can be reasonably be displayed. So, both the type of font and the organization of the text are important. One helpful consideration is that the actual data to be displayed is more important than the labels. Of course, the data must be labeled sufficiently to be understood, but the actual transfer of information occurs with the changing data, not the labels. The font type is also important. Fancy fonts, such as this one, are frequently hard to discern. Simple sans serif fonts tend to be better for online reading. So this figure here illustrates some of the issues with trying to be too fancy with fonts. This website advertisement is way too busy. The font colors on the blue background make some parts almost impossible to read. The fancy scripts lettering is also very difficult to read. With regard to navigation should be clear. Navigation through an application or a website depends heavily on the organization of the user interface. The user interface can be organized in a deeply hierarchical vertical fashion or a shallow approach with a flat horizontal span of forms or pages. The vertical approach has fewer menu items at the top level but requires multiple levels of submenus. The organization of the application or website is then reflected on the menu hierarchy provided. Either approach works. Each has advantages and disadvantages. Generally, flat designs allow users to see more options quickly. However, deeper menu hierarchies often allow a more organized search approach. In the depth versus breadth design, the most important issue is balance. Grouping the various options in logical categories also help users find their way to the site. Mobile devices present a challenging platform. Due to the limited screen size, it is often not possible to show all the navigation options. Often, the navigation objects are semi-hidden and must be retrieved to navigate to another page or form. So always in navigation, there is also a concept about there's always a way out. This concept applies both to navigation through an application and doing work within a particular page or form. When the user is entering data, he should be able to immediately escape from that form or page without changing the system. Many input forms have a cancel button to immediately back out of the specific form. One common technique to allow the user to navigate back out of the location within the application is to display breadcrumbs on the page. Breadcrumbs navigation is a technique of displaying the sequence of pages traversed to current page.